Yes, you are probably sitting on a gold mine right now with your VA disability, and no, it is not too late. I'm going to show you that even if your service was ancient history, if you've never taken the time or put in the effort to optimize your VA disability claim fully, right now is the time. It doesn't matter how long it's been. I'm going to show you right now. You'll see this overlay. There's a gentleman just this week, one of our clients, actually last week, right? That after 18 years finally got their first VA disability rating, a rating of 90%, which is much higher even than your average rating. So I'm going to walk you through as to what the limiting factors are for most veterans between them and their VA rating that they deserve, and also how to remedy that in the easiest and quickest way possible. I'm Jordan Anderson, VA Claims Academy. Let's get into it. The number one thing to do, especially for most of the older vets, is to just get past the mental blockage that is there. Whether that's been something that's been ingrained into you, into your mentality during your service, right? You had all this time thinking about service first, and now it's time to transition to family first. That could be a very hard mental switch, and if you are on autopilot, you're always going to default into that old programming and not this new line of thinking, which is, I need to be proactive, I need to be taking care of my household, and guess what? I do have a little bit of damage. While the government was renting me, right? If you're a rental car and you ding up a rental car, you're going to have to pay for that damage. So too is your service. The government is renting you during your prime years, and when you get dinged, when you get scratched up, they are on the hook for that damage. It's as simple as that. So how do you get started with some momentum? Go to your local VFW bar or something like that and speak to fellow veterans. Talk to them about how they got their VA disability ratings. Watching videos like this, or there's great other YouTubers who make VA disability claims kind of easy and manageable to where it doesn't seem like this overwhelming force. Because I'll tell you, the VA does not operate the same as they did 20, 30 years in the past. I think it is a much more streamlined process, especially with free resources like this on YouTube. Immerse yourself, dip your toes in. It's really not that bad once you simply take the first step. Next, once you have a little bit of momentum, now you can worry about optimizing things. Things like, okay, where the heck are my records? First of all, did I even go to the doctor during service? If not, okay, I'm not gonna worry about pulling my medical records when they're empty. But if so, are they at the National Archives? I'm going to call around there. I might call the VA Record Center to see if they have my records. That's going to be the next step, is obtaining your service treatment records, provided that you indeed went to the doctor during your service. If not, I would go to some place like your local VSO. If you have a good VSO office that doesn't just put you off and doesn't answer your calls, if you have a good VSO office, go to them, use them as a resource. Tell them, hey, you know what, I was exposed to Agent Orange, or I was exposed to burn pits. I'm PACT Act qualifying. And you're going to learn all of this from the first step, which is getting in there, getting aware, and consuming free educational content. The next step, you've obtained your service treatment records, or you know that you just don't have any. Now you got to think, okay, am I currently rated for VA disabilities already? Let me download my decision letter. Let me go ahead and figure that out. Because are there any low-hanging fruits, such as maybe I'm underrated for my PTSD claim at 30%, and all I need to do is simply get some treatment and then apply for an increase. These are the next lines of thinking. What do I already have to work with, or what do I need new in terms of, do I need a new diagnosis for this condition that's been harming me, but I just haven't been to the doctor for? These will all reveal themselves once you're at that point, but most people try to think through the entire process first, and it gives them paralysis by analysis and doesn't even allow them to start. So go ahead and start with step one first, get some momentum, and these other issues will work themselves out. And finally, utilize every resource available to you. You can use things like, again, your free VSO to actually file for you entirely. Now, I don't recommend utilizing your VSO to strategize for you, and that's why many people, thousands of clients, have happily used my service or other services. For instance, I provide a no-contract, one-time fee, educational-based service complete with Nexus letter writing, as well as custom personal statement template writing that could really help take the pressure off of you. And many people combine that with their local VSO to do the grunt work of filing. It can really be a minimally involved process if you utilize and leverage the resources available to you. It does not have to be this overwhelming thing to tackle. The point of this video, inspire you with some hope. If you've already gone through this process successfully, hey, talk to your fellow veterans about it. They might be in a place where they think it's way harder than what it actually is. And if that is you, get started. Take that first step, because this is the year that you get the VA rating that you and your household deserve. Cheers, vets.